G'day YouTube. Tyre thoughts again. Been running the Assegai for a good part of like 4 or 5 days. Have ridden it down 4-course meal, Ewoks, twisted noodle. Also rode it at Shep's a couple of days ago. Did a couple of runs DH2, and then also today I rode it in super loose, rocky Eagle Mountain Bike Park, which is pretty much a favourite go-to. And I've noticed a few things about the Assegai which differ from the DHF. Now, the question I've got, and I would love it if you guys could comment on this one, is if it's better or if it's just different. Because these are the things that I've picked up. Now, I'm nowhere near a technical expert. I've been riding for 25 odd years, but I don't know enough about tyres to give you a review. So this is purely just thoughts. But with the tread and the corner tread compared to the DHF, if you put them together, I've noticed that the rollover, or the, I guess you call the angle of the side knobs, is a little bit steeper than the side knobs on the DHF. So these DHFs are a little bit more of an angle sideways than these. So when you look down at the tyre from the front, this tyre looks a touch more squarer, kind of like the DHF, whereas this one here is a little bit more rounded. The other thing I've noticed though is also because the Assegai has got these little channels here and these don't, a lot of people say, oh, you know, there's that little vagueness in the middle there. And that's true to a degree. That's definitely true. But usually with most riding conditions, you're never on a perfect surface. So you may not necessarily feel it that much. But the thing that I've noticed though is, I don't know if it's because of these little things, that when you lay the tyre over into a hard corner, it feels like these little knobs here don't hook up as good as what these do. So I'm wondering whether or not when you lay the DHF over into a corner, into hard cornering, this feels solid and secure, even though with this gap, if you've got it on a slight lean, they say that it feels vague or whatever. But I mean, I don't really know, because I'm completely used to this tyre and I used to run it front and rear, but now I usually have the DHF combo. But when you lay this over, obviously there's no vagueness, but then when you get it right over onto the corner knobs, I feel like this hard edge actually is a little bit vaguer. So it kind of feels like these hard edges want to let go, whereas this hangs on. And oh, how would I put it? Like, my theory is, like, when you lay this over into a hard corner or a berm, it's kind of like, I wonder if these things still sort of play a part in the grip, cornering grip, so therefore keep these out of the ground a little bit more, so they have less penetration into a corner because of these. So it eliminates the vagueness, but then it sort of keeps these sort of not penetrating, whereas these things here like penetrate deep in the dirt and you can really lay it over, especially like in loose rocky conditions, or like those real soft hero dirt, kind of like O'Halloran Hill after a good rain or something like that, and it's obviously dried out a little bit, but you can really lay the Minion over hard into a corner and it feels like these things are really hanging on, whereas this feels like it doesn't penetrate as much into the corner. And the other thing that I notice is, obviously these are all little blocks that are kind of like the aggressor side knobs on steroids, where these have got these little corner knobs and then the little cuts in the side, and I'm wondering whether or not these actually hang on a little bit better than what these do, sort of thing. So this is definitely a fast tire for sure. This is obviously a really fast tire as well. The other thing that I've noticed is I didn't have any what you would call braking issues, but I felt like down Twisted Gum and then also at Eagles that with this Assegai and the aggressor tire, I was on the brakes harder than I normally would, so I was squeezing my levers harder than usual, sort of thing. So the tires weren't locking up, but I felt like they weren't slowing the bike down as well as the Minion front and rear combo sort of thing. So yeah, so I don't know, like jury's kind of out. Like I'm kind of thinking that depending on the kind of rider you are and what you're looking for, maybe, I don't know, like the DHF may still be a little bit better, or if not, maybe just different. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, these have got more solid blocks in the middle, and I feel like under brakes these things perform pretty good. I feel like this tire is a faster tire, but at the same time I feel like the braking is not there compared to that. And also laying this over a little bit, like a quarter of a turn on the bike, this feels like it doesn't have that vague spot, but then when you lay this thing over hard, I reckon that this thing bites better. So therefore, because there's no little knobs in the sides there, these side knobs penetrate and bite harder. So I could be wrong, but that's just like a feeling I get after like four rides or whatever, and riding in the spots that I will probably ride. I reckon at Fox these things would be sick, because Fox is such a smooth, fast track. But I think for like all the rough sort of technical stuff, maybe the Minion is a better tire. So let us know in the comments. Yeah, please comment, I encourage it. Let us know what you reckon. Obviously I can't compare an aggressor to a DHR2 because they're completely different tires, and the DHR2 grip is just unsurpassed by anything. So whereas this is definitely a lot looser. So the combination of that and that is a super fast tire and really playful, but in extreme, well, steep terrain like Twisted Gum, Twisted Noodle, I feel like the Minions hang on better, especially under braking. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Yeah, and give us a like if this is the kind of thing that you like. So yeah, cheers.